right, Saturday on Tell It Like It Is at 6:30.
Here's Jackson to attempt another field goal. It's a fake. They bring George around off the corner. George on a wingback spot. George dives for the first down. Woo! He's got it.
ABC Sports College Football presents CFA football. Texas A&M and Colorado from Boulder. The Colorado Buffaloes, number 7 in the national polls, wearing the home black shirts. It's a college football team displayed in a lot of big games over the last decade, but few bigger than today's matchup against number 3, Texas A&M. Ralphie leads them out. Succeeding Bill McCartney. He is the second youngest Division I head coach in the country. On Wednesday last, the first snowfall of the coming autumn fell up to 12 inches in some areas of Colorado. The president and vice president's planes delayed 3.5 hours leaving Denver. The postcard brought lots of damage, millions of dollars, as 500,000 trees were lost to damage in the greater Denver area alone. Today, the temperature's in the high 60s, and it's a great day for a game of college football. Hello again, I'm Keith Jackson, along with Bob Greasy. Lynn Swan is on the field. Bob, this matchup today between the Buffaloes and the Aggies offers some really wonderful tactical matchups.
Well, it does, Keith, and I'm looking forward to seeing two of the best college offensive players around. Leland McElroy, the running back for the Aggies. He leads the team in rushing, leads them in pass receiving, and leads the nation in kickoff returns and also in all-purpose yardage, over 320 yards. Look. There's 9 players up at the line of scrimmage, and for Colorado, Coy Detmer, he's the real deal. He leads.
They're experiencing some technical difficulties in that game between Texas A&M and Colorado. We will get you back out there when we get it straightened out. Stick around. More to come in a moment.
Okay, David, get back to me.
Right.
And Peter, 2 words. In budget.
Well,
now look at MIS. Under budget, reduced staff.
But sir,
We all got to work smarter.
but sir, it's not her. It's those new computers. They do everything for her.
I suppose they just installed themselves.
Practically, they tell her if there's a problem even before it happens. It's under budget.
Compact desktops and servers make the most of Windows 95, creating a system that can almost run itself.
Where does he get this stuff?
Well, actually, he's right.
In the middle of my workday, I don't do power lunches. I do power lifts. And when you work out this hard, better use a deodorant that works hard too. That's why I use Speed Stick. It gives me 110% protection that lasts all day. And fortunately, all night. Because while I may not have time for lunches, I always manage to find some time for dinner.
Speed Stick, like you, it never quits. And try new Speed Stick Clear for clear protection that never quits.
5 minutes.
What's the latest?
No news.
Satellite imagery. Aviation forecasts.
Still waiting, sir.
The high-tech training of the weather crew is critical to over 5,000 sailors on this carrier.
Any word yet?
Yes, sir.
Right now, however, their expertise is important for a different reason.
This just in. Weather for our Liberty in Honolulu will be sunny with temperatures in the 90s.
For more information about high-tech training all over the world, call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Only one satellite TV system offers the most sports, from the most channels to the best coverage. The Full View Satellite TV system. It's one giant leap in home television.
Houston, could you repeat on the whole thing again, please?
Get free home installation. Call 1-800-FULL-VIEW for a dealer near you.
We're ready to play football in Boulder, Colorado. The Texas A&M Aggies will kick off as soon as they can get the ball to stay on the tee. Lyndon Henry, number 39, and Herschel Troutman, number 5, waiting for the black-shirted Buffaloes. And the weather is just about right. The first time these two teams have ever played each other, and ironically, they will start Big 12 conference play against each other next year at College Station. Troutman is a tailback and a very dangerous man with the ball in his hands. Pillion's kick is high and long and headed for the corner, and it doesn't get to the corner. It goes out of bounds at the 2-yard line, and that should give the Buffaloes the ball up on the 35. And as they come up, look for some fireworks early from Rick Neuheisel's Buffaloes. I mean, they are jacked up. They all know this is a big ball game. And the man who pulls the trigger for them is Coy Detmer. He is a Texan himself. He leads the nation in passing efficiency, 8 touchdowns and only 1 interception. Yes, he is the younger brother of Ty Detmer, who won the Heisman Trophy over at BYU. They're having the huddle on the sidelines now. The Colorado band is behind the Colorado bench. And we expect that the Buffaloes will come out and run a no-huddle series in the early going of this ball game. So here comes the first snap.
A&M doing some late substitution to try to match up with the 3 wide receiver set that Colorado starts with.
Ryan Stoltenberg anchors for the Colorado offensive front. The pass is thrown by Detmer and caught by Phil Savoy, a sophomore out of Washington, D.C. He's 6'3", 200. He is a big target, and he, like all the other wideouts, a burner. So here come the Buffaloes now, working out of a no-huddle with Lepsis and Tennyson McCarty in the field now as they go to a double tight end alignment, which is a more conventional set here at Colorado, has been at least under the regime of Bill McCartney. Herschel Troutman, they can't hold him on the first try, but he will wiggle around and pick up maybe a yard, maybe 2, but at least he didn't lose any. The Chili's starting lineup. The Colorado backs and receivers. Ray Caruth at 5'11", 190 is the real flyer of this group of wideouts. I mean, he just can disappear. He's a blur. So they've got some great speed at those wide positions. Well, they don't give him much. Let's call it second down and 10. Here's the handoff. It goes to Herschel Troutman, and Troutman will get it to midfield. Actually, he picked up the first down, so we should have called that a 1st and 10 and give him a carry of about 3.5 yards. The offensive front is anchored by Brian Stoltenberg, 280 pounds. The middle here is where the muscle is. Heath Irwin and Chris Nioli. Those 3 are first class.
Top notch. Top notch.
The ball is just over midfield, where it is 2nd down and 6. And Coy Detmer rolls it out, and he throws to the sideline, but the pass is good to James Kidd. There's a penalty flag on the field. While they're marking off the penalty, let's check in with John Saunders.
Thanks a lot, Keith. As you know, Miami had only ever lost 1 game in Big East history, but here Ryan Clement in for Ryan Collins, who hurt his shoulder. Can't find Yatil Green, and Virginia Tech gets the win, 13-7. Keith, back to you.
The penalty is against Colorado. The ball comes back to the Buffalo side of the field. It's a holding call, and it's a 14-yard penalty. The big problem today for the Texas A&M Aggies on defense will be try to match up.
Yeah, exactly right, Keith. And they're doing a lot of substituting right now.
They show blitz. They don't do it. And pass thrown behind the line of scrimmage on a swing to Troutman. And the Aggies are all over it and take him down at the 30-yard line. The defense for A&M will line up this way. Brandon Mitchell is the ringleader of this group, number 96, a 275-pounder, and he was looking Troutman right in the eye on that play.
And the strength of this defense is their speed. Mitchell is their best player, but they have speed, and their linebackers, Brown, Wynn, and Walker, can all run under 4.7.
Here's where the story may be told before the day is done. Ray Mickens, who's also returning punts for A&M, he and Donovan Greer are really speedsters on the corner.
A&M has always played a lot of man-to-man on their corners against wide receivers.
It is 3rd down and 25 as Detmer gets pressure. Has a lot of open field in front of him, gets his pass away. The pass is dropped by Savoy. He kind of ran into the traffic, and the ball was probably tipped as it came to him. So the Colorado Buffaloes, with a 14-yard penalty, now will have to punt.
Detmer almost makes a big play out of this. He threw it back across the field, and he didn't see Greer, 27, coming from the opposite side.
Andy Mitchell is the punter. They've been alternating punters, but it's going to be Mitchell, I'm told, today. And the deep man is the cornerback, Ray Mickens, number 24 for the Aggies. There is no pressure. It's a low kick. He's going to let it hit the ground, and now he takes it. He's got a little room, but the Buffaloes running down at the 31-yard line. 41-yard punt, and a 5-yard return, and a penalty flag. The officials, a Big 8 crew. The referee is Tom Allers.
We have delay of game on the return, 5 yards, 1st down.
Now we'll see A&M with the football for the first time.
Here comes one. Oh, an 87 Buick station wagon.
Got it.
74 Volkswagen Beetle. A 285 horsepower V8 6-speed 1996 Chevy Camaro Z28.
Yeah. But what color?
Is there a defense that can stop me? Maybe not. Maybe if they had cars, they could stop me. Maybe not. Maybe if they had trucks. Maybe not. Maybe if they had helicopters. Helicopters and jets. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not.
The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Traditional powers meet for the first time in 6 decades. Part of an ABC college football doubleheader next Saturday.
We'll go back and take a look at that last punt. Ray Mickens right here says it's a short kick. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. The official thought he was signaling for a fair catch. The penalty for signaling for a fair catch and then running is delay of game. But that was a poor call because he was just signaling, get out of the way.
It didn't even resemble a fair catch. Well, anyway, the ball is put back on the 23-yard line, where it's Leland McElroy, Detron Smith lined up behind Corey Pulling. And the first offensive snap for the Aggies with a double wide, putting a man in motion. And Pulling hands to guess who? McElroy, who is taken down after about a 2-yard pickup. Corey Pulling, 6'3", 205 senior from Deer Park, Texas. He is the nation's winningest active quarterback. 26-3-1. And R.C. Slocum, his coach, describes him as a bit like Jay Barker, the young man that played over at Alabama.
Not fancy, just efficient, runs the offense, and doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Colorado starting with a 5-man defensive line.
And is moving all along the front. A&M trying to snap the ball and Pulling trying to jump across and get Colorado in the neutral zone. So let's see what they decide after they sort it out. It's offside against Colorado. And so the Buffaloes will give up 5 yards here. That's the second penalty on them in the ball game. There are your officials, the group. It's a Big 8 group headed by Tom Allers.
Offside on the
Big 8, of course, disappears next year and becomes the Big 12. As 4 schools out of the Southwest Conference join with the old Big 8 alignment. And it'll be the 2 Oklahoma schools and the 4 schools out of Texas that'll make up one of the divisions. But here's the man who has been the big story, Leland McElroy. And the Buffaloes are going to be all over him all day long. Alan Wilbon, a junior whose home is in Dallas, was the first man to make the hit on him, number 23.
Okay, let's go back to the previous play. Watch this. Watch the receiver's going to come across, and watch what he does to help pull off the line, the defensive line.
Aggies with no huddle.
Yeah.
They try to catch Colorado napping. They go for the first down. It's up near the 32, 33-yard line. Let's see about the spot. So Texas A&M trying to feed Colorado a little of their own medicine. The Chillage backs and receivers, the starting lineup for A&M. McElroy, we've talked about him already, and he is considered one of the leading candidates for postseason honors, the Heisman in particular. Detron Smith gets the ball once in a while, but he's primarily a blocker. Let's see about the first down. Short. And sitting up just short of the 33-yard line, I would be startled if R.C. Slocum decided to go for it here.
You're on the road, you punt it away, and you play defense. So both defenses winning early against the really powerful offenses.
The punter is Sean Terry, averaging right at 46 yards per punt on 7 punts this season. He's got a heck of a leg. The man waiting for it is Steve Rozga for Colorado. He is a safety, and I mean he is a good one. Tough guy, but he can keep the football in his possession when he gets his hands on it. But that's a rocket.
Great kick.
I mean, that's gone forever and a day. That's downtown and then some. It'll come to the 20-yard line where it'll be first down for the Colorado Buffaloes. That goes in a 68-yard punt.
My, what big ears you have.
All the better to hear you with, my dear.
And what big eyes you have.
The better to see you with, my dear.
Real red, real smooth. Red Wolf.
My, what big teeth you have. What are they for? Oh, my.
Follow your instincts.
These days, it seems we have more and more on our minds, which means we have more and more to forget about. Hey, we could all use a car like Chevy Cavalier. If you're low on oil, it reminds you. If you leave your dome light on, it remembers to turn it off. Heck, even if you forget to lock your doors, you're still protected by its theft deterrent system. We've all got enough on our minds. We need a car we can trust and forget about. That's genuine Chevrolet.
Domino's presents Gus and the Guy's Guide to the Game.
First of all, you got to be prepared. Adjust seatage so as not to obscure the tube.
Always keep a beverage within easy grasp.
And don't ever forget to make the correct call.
Exactamundo. Domino's.
Coming through with the ultimate deep dish. Thick and zesty crust. Cheese baked to the edge. Delivered free. Order any deep dish at menu price and get buffalo wings for $1.99.
Gentlemen, let the games begin.
CFA College Football on ABC Sports, brought to you by Chevrolet. The cars and trucks 36 million people depend on every day. Genuine Chevrolet. State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. The Document Company, Xerox. And Red Wolf Lager. Really red, really smooth. Follow your instincts. Elevation at Folsom Field, 5,334 feet. More than a mile high. From the 20-yard line, here come the Buffaloes in their second possession. Coy Detmer back to throw it. Takes all day. Throws high, missed his man. He had James Kidd available and simply threw it over his head.
The game stories for Colorado, their offense, they have the number 4 offense going against the number 4 defense in the nation. We'll see who wins that battle. And the defense hold McElroy to under 225 total yards today, and that seems like you could hold anybody under 225, but that's receiving, rushing, and return yardage. He is an impact player.
The Buffaloes have a timeout here, so Coy Detmer is wandering over to have a visit with the head coach, Rick Neuheisel. Rick wanted to know why he called timeout.
I want my own place. A place where I can't be reached. I want to be off duty. I want to call a timeout. I want a mute button for reality. I want to put the world on hold and tell it, I'll get back to you.
The new 1996 Monte Carlo. Personal space from genuine Chevrolet.
No one gives you more ways to add the impact of color to black and white documents. Xerox Color. A simpler way to do good work.
As soon as a State Farm customer calls with a claim, I'm right on the phone to our claims center.
We work as partners. Nancy gives me the information, then I contact our customer.
We've settled hundreds of claims together. John's attitude is...
You got to be quick, and you've got to be fair.
Quick and fair.
At State Farm, teamwork is what it's all about.
We make a great team.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jack Swigert, offensive lineman, 50, 51, and 52. He was a member of the Apollo 13 crew, that unsuccessful mission to the moon that has been so dramatized of late. One of 15 CU graduates to fly on a NASA mission, and unfortunately we lost Jack at the age of 52 in 1983. Cancer. 20-yard line now, second down and 10 for Colorado as they try to get themselves squared away. The Aggies show blitz, and they're coming. The ball is stripped. Colorado can't cover it. It's in the end zone. Touchdown. Texas A&M. Finally, Aggies finally get on the ball. So they flipped him and blew it into the end zone, and David Maxwell is the man with a touchdown.
From the left side, both teams defensively doing some things they have not shown in the past. Mitchell, 23, knocks it loose. That's Keith. Detmer tries to pick it up. He should just fall on it. Nice. That's the win, number 9, still loose. And finally, Maxwell falls on it.
Brandon Mitchell looked like he could have wrapped it, but the thing wouldn't quit wiggling. And he missed the chance for the TD. The kick is good. Kyle Bryant for the extra point. And the Aggies go to the lead 7-0.
There's 23 being blocked there at the tackle. Smith does a nice job of knocking the ball loose. Now the mistake here for Colorado, just fall on it. That's Naoli 65 and the quarterback Detmer. Maxwell thinks he's just going to celebrate. He said, wait a minute, I got a touchdown here.
Keith Mitchell is 6'3", 223, playing at that defensive end position. That's great quick. And he just simply ran around that tackle. That tackle won't handle him.
Yeah, well, he's not that big, Keith. He's like a linebacker playing defensive end. And that's his strength and speed. Of course, we mentioned that the Aggies are known for speed on defense.
All right, Ryan Pillions will kick it off again for A&M.
And welcome those of you watching that Texas A&M game. Once again, some problems out there. We'll get you out there when we can. In the meantime, bonus coverage. We're going to take you to Ohio State and Pitt. Let's join Mark Jones. Mark.
Well, maybe they'll get it fixed eventually. The ball is hammered down to the 1, fumbled there by Trotman. Finally, he's got a little running room up across the 20. Holds his way to the 30-yard line. Texas
Texas A&M flying all over the place defensively right now as the defense gets the touchdown. And boy, does that jack up a team.
Oh, and Colorado offensively and the whole team is a little shook up right now. Troutman fumbled the kickoff return a little bit. There's a little indecision. Now the offense has to go right back out with the memory of they just fumbled the ball and lost it for a touchdown. So Detmer needs some positive plays. They script the first 15 plays offensively for Colorado, so they're still going through their script.
That last play that they ran where the ball was knocked loose was a very slow developing thing. Aggies aren't going to give you time to mess with that kind of stuff. This is Herschel Troutman running over the right side, getting a little daylight behind Nioli and Stoltenberg, and there's a flag. Buffaloes have had 2 penalties already. A&M's offside. Here's Lynn Swan.
Okay, so the reason why Rick Newhouser ran a no-huddle offense was to get the Aggies to think about that number up there. That's the altitude here. He's been thinking about that since the preseason. He wanted to test them physically to have them psychologically think about the thin air here. Well, R.C. Slocum said the temperatures in Texas have been over 100 degrees every day at practice. He will substitute liberally for his guys to make sure that oxygen debt does not become a problem. He will give them a lot of rest. Keith?
First down and 5. After the 5-yard penalty on the offsides, and Detmer back Petticoat with it down the middle, got Kidd wide open, and Kidd trying to shake a tackler, couldn't do it. Saving the touchdown is Donovan Greer, but it's a big play for the Buffaloes.
Well, here's the linebackers. They're going to be blitzing on the outside. But watch the matchup up here. The receiver one-on-one. When you blitz, there's nobody left in the secondary to help you out. Detmer read it nicely, had time to throw it, and this is the thing that you get offensively when a team blitzes. You get a lot of big play opportunities.
Good teams answer scorers. Colorado trying to do just that. Ball is handed to Troutman going around the corner. He's caught for the nape of the neck by Dat Nguyen. He is a Vietnamese linebacker out of Rockport, Texas, 6'1", 213. Not so big, but boy, he can run.
Oh, he can run is right. And he was a little banged up earlier in the week, and the defensive coordinator, Phil Bennett, said, you know, if you can't play now, we're going to put in Trent Driver. He said, no. He says, I get ready for Colorado. I get ready. In his own little slang, he says he was going to be ready.
Second down and 7. Troutman again. He's stocky, and he's very strong. He stands in at 180, but stands up only 5'7", so he's hard to find. And he's got a first down for the Buffaloes.
From behind the defense, it's Stoltenberg, 64, center, who has snapped the ball and then pulls around. Colorado uses a lot of pulling by their center. Not too many centers can do that, but Brian Stoltenberg is one of the best in the country.
Ball just short of the A&M 17-yard line. First down for Colorado. Detmer's pass to the corner. Man's over there, but he cannot reel it in. Phil Savoy, covered by Donovan Greer. Well, Greer's made 2 big plays defensively for Texas A&M.
Well, it looked like pass interference. In college, you can face guard. You can put both hands up. There he's got both hands up. Does he touch him before the ball gets there? I don't know. There's another look at it. They were blitzing, so single coverage. Threw it to the outside. Looks to me like he may have hit him a little bit before the ball got there.
If Savoy turns the other way, though, he gets it. This is Troutman shaking another tackler and running inside the 15 down to the 14. So they'll be looking at 3rd and long. He got away from Edward Jasper. You got to wrap up Troutman. You're not going to arm tackle him.
Yep, that's right.
Just as you're not going to arm tackle that fellow number 34 on the other side either, McElroy. They've got a committee of tailbacks succeeding Rashaan Salam, who's now with the Chicago Bears. Marlon Barnes will be in shortly. Then here comes Lyndon Henry. And they all built about the same way. Strong.
Here they come.
Pass to the sidelines, and it is complete, but out of bounds in a hurry is Ray Caruth. And they will be looking at 4th down, and the kicking team will be on the field.
Phil Bennett, the defensive coordinator for the Aggies, blitzing again. Colorado and Detmer reading it, throwing to the hot receiver, but still short of the first down, forces a field goal try.
Neil Voskerichian is on for a field goal try. The ball will be put down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a 28-yarder. He's 3 for 3 on the season. All 3 of those have been inside the 30, so he's there again. The holder is Steve Roska. Good snap, good hold. Blocked by Ray Mickens, cornerback for A&M.
Ray Mickens is one of the smallest people on the field. He's only 5'8" and 170 pounds. He's the starting cornerback, comes around from the outside, lays out, and prevents the 3 points. Big play. Left side of your screen, just going to go around the outside. Good film study, good preparation by the Aggies. They knew they might be able to get around the corner.
So they cover the ball and take over at the 25, and what'd they do? No, they didn't burn the clock. Let's see, what about it? Might be
false start.
That's
on the offense.
So
5 yards.
Backs them up 5, and Monday night on ABC, Jeff Fahey stars as the marshal with a special guest, Robert Mitchum, then Steve Young in the San Francisco 49ers, and the Detroit Lions on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. Check your local listings for the time in your area. And the penalty makes it a first down and 15 for Texas A&M. Pulig's pass incomplete, intended for Danny McCray. Thrown quickly and thrown hard.
And this is what Colorado defensively wants to do. A.J. Kristoff, the defensive coordinator, wants to force Pulig to beat him. He does not want to let McElroy beat him by running the football. Force Pulig to throw it and throw it on first down. Here's A.J. calling Captain Blitz.
Pulig back to throw it. Heats on, gets it away, and it is incomplete. It was intended downfield for Chris Sanders, but he didn't really have a chance. Here's Lynn Swan.
Keith, just to follow up on what Bob said, Pulig is going to have the weight on this game on his shoulder because there are going to be so many people trying to stop McElroy. What he has to do is to be a 60% or better passer in this ball game. And it doesn't matter whether the receivers are in good position to make the catch. They got to make the catch. Doesn't matter whether he's going deep on first or second down or whether it's 3rd and 8. He's got to be successful so the defense will open up to give McElroy a lot more room. Keith?
20-yard line, 3rd down and 15. Shotgun for the Aggies as Pulig comes up to the line trying to change the play, and the crowd trying to whip him. Blitz is coming, and they burn the clock.
It's tough to check off when you're in the shotgun, Keith, because the offensive lineman cannot hear you. That's what he was up there yelling at. He was yelling at his offensive line.
So Captain Blitz got the job done in a way, in a sense. He changed his defensive alignment.
On the offense, the delay of game preceded the false start. Therefore, 5 yards and repeat 3rd down.
It'll be 3rd and 20. RC is saying, look at here now. You've been here in hostile crowds before.
And he knows that the strength of this team is not the offense. They only returned 3 starters from last year. McElroy was not a starter. He is definitely one of the top players in the country, but without him, they're just an average offense.
Crowd making as much noise as they can. They hand the ball off. There's nothing doing. Greg Jones just ate up the play, number 59, and the Buffaloes now are jumping up and down as they have backed A&M up and held them deep in their own territory.
Yeah. The defense is dominating this game in the first quarter on both sides.
So into the end zone goes Sean Terry. His first shot today was a 68-yarder. Pullig was limping when he left the field. This is not going to be 68 yards. Rodzica has a little bit of room, but can't do much with it. He was trying to wait for some help to come down the field, but number 5 for Texas A&M got him quickly. It was Toya Jones, one of the defensive backs. And there's another penalty flag down on the field. They're talking about it at the 41-yard line of Texas A&M. And it's an illegal block by Colorado.
Without that penalty, Colorado would have had pretty good field position.
Now, both coaches have had some things in mind here in the first quarter. It's been frantic. Just frantic. But maybe they'll settle down into some
It's been hectic
routine.
because the defenses have been disruptive.
Yep, that's right.
It's not been an offensive game. The Buffaloes have tried to substitute 3 wide receivers and whatever. They have found out that the Aggies are substituting right with them. Whenever they go to 3 wide receivers on offense, they go to 5 and 6 defensive backs on defense. So there is no gain in the substitution. The Aggies are right there with them.
Sooner or later, they're going to have to hunker down and play football.
Yes, they did, and now they are. They got 2 tight ends and 2 wides. It looked like they may be trying to run the football.
Trotman up the middle. He's got 4. People stepping into the middle are Keith Mitchell and Larry Walker. Larry Walker's a very busy fellow, number 32. Again, not all that big, but he sits in the middle of that linebacking core, and
he's got speed, though, Keith.
Yes, he can really run.
They say he ran a 4.39. He's a linebacker, so he ran a 4.39 in the spring.
Trotman again running inside the tackles. Couple of yards, and the ball is now at the 45 of Colorado. Here's 20.
Well, Keith, you saw Pullig limping off the field. The trainers are telling me there's nothing wrong with him. He may have had his foot stepped on by one of those big boys down in the trenches, but he is fine and will be back in the ballgame.
All right, Caruth comes in at the wide out now for Colorado. He was out for the previous play. Savoy is back. Davis is out. Caruth will be down. There he is, number 21. He's down at the bottom of your picture, and the roll is this way. And here's a little flip outside by Coy Detmer for a first down. He'll scare you to death, but once in a while he'll come up with that kind of a play. And Rick Neuheisel has been threatening to take the option out of the offense unless he starts getting rid of the ball.
Well, he got rid of it that time, and one of the things with Detmer is he gets too pumped up. He gets too fired up. You may have seen some clips in the highlights where he goes and jumps over people, just barely gets rid of the ball to turn out a good play.
They keep the ball now at midfield. Drops it, picks it up, rolling around, trying to get a hold of it. And I think Detmer has finally covered it. The thing was alive, and the beanbag went down, and it'll be a loss of about 3 yards on the play. Tonight on ABC, brand new episodes of the Jeff Foxworthy Show, and maybe this time starring Marie Osmond and Betty White. Then the premiere of Saturday Night at the Movies, coaches Shelley Fabre and Valerie Harper, starring in The Great Mom Swap, all tonight on ABC. Put the ball on the 47-yard line now, Colorado, and it'll be 2nd down and 13. Marlon Barnes is in the ball game for the first time at tailback. Detmer's going to throw. Lets it fly. He's got Savoy, and Savoy's going to get a flag. That's interference.
You got to call that.
Ray Mickens fouled him. 15 yards and a first down. Better than giving up a touchdown.
Well, yeah, but you know the key matchup here are the wide receivers against the cornerbacks, and here is Mickens on Savoy. There you go. That's a foul right there. He's already passed him, and he hit him. He's all over him. That's going to be a battle. That's going to be a... Hey, come on.
He's refereeing too.
That's going to be a battle all day long. The 2 corners, Mickens and Greer, against the wide receivers, Savoy and Caruth.
Both teams now total 8 penalties in the ball game. 15-yard penalty puts it inside the 38 of Texas A&M.
Here they come.
And they caught him. Harlan Barnes running it on the blitz, and he ran right past the blitz and picked up about 5-6 yards. He was one step from breaking it. See, that's one of the things that R.C. Slocum talked about with McElroy. If he gets Colorado, if you can get McElroy into the Colorado secondary 5 times, I figure he'd probably score 4.
That's right.
3.
But we're almost finished. We got 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, and McElroy's only been in for 6 plays.
That's right. So Detmer to the sidelines and overthrew it. May have thrown it that way intentionally because James Kidd had Ray Mickens lurking right behind him, and that might have gone the other way.
Right on, boss. He was covered. He was covered.
He's 4 out of 8 now for 42 yards. And I'll tell you what, when Ray Mickens gets it going the other way,
you
don't catch it.
Mickens has been a key factor in this game already. He's blocked a field goal attempt and covered several. He's not big, but he's got great speed, and he can play. He by himself again.
3rd down. Detmer's pass is just enough for the 1st down. Ray Carruth in front of Donovan Greer.
Man-to-man coverage. Carruth is the guy they want to get the ball to. Just enough for the 1st down.
Well, if the strength in the secondary are the corners, Colorado's got some pretty dadgum good tight ends. That means that middle is suspect for A&M defensively.
Well, unless they put a wide receiver at tight end, Lemsus, the tight end, has not caught many balls.
Detmer keeping it there and going to turn it up for a couple of yards, and that's all. Now let's check in for news about Ohio State with John Saunders.
Well, Keith, they're playing a much improved Pitt squad today, and the game was tied 7-7, but Bobby Hoying here, 12 yards with Terry Glenn. 2nd time in the game they've hooked up, and the Buckeyes regain the lead 14-7. Keith.
Second down and 8, 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
All right, once again, we're still experiencing some technical difficulties, that Texas A&M Colorado game. We will get you back out there when we get sorted out. In the meantime, we're going to give you bonus coverage, take you out to that Ohio State-Pitt game. Ohio State leading 14-7.
We're at Pittsburgh Stadium with 2:37 remaining in the first quarter. 1st down and 10 for the Pittsburgh Panthers. Ohio State leads Pittsburgh by a score of 14-7. Those 2 touchdowns by Ohio State, courtesy of Terry Glenn. One of them coming on a 75-yard bomb. The other one coming on a 12-yard reception just moments ago. And Todd, Terry Glenn, like I said, has been the story of this game for Ohio State.
Yeah, Terry Glenn has really emerged as their go-to guy. He's a big play guy. He has that kind of speed. Had a career game, 7 catches for 91 yards last week against Washington, and he's off to a great start this afternoon.
2nd down, 7 to go. Handoff is to Demetrius Harris, who makes it out to the 25-yard line. Pittsburgh's touchdown coming courtesy of Dedrick Gels, the speedster, on a quick slant when Ohio State was caught blitzing. Tackle made by Vrabel that time. Might be an opportunity here for Ohio State's defense to make a bit of a statement.
Ohio State's playing very well against the run so far in the early part of this game. Now, Pitt came into the game averaging almost 190 yards a game rushing, but they have not been able to run the ball very well so far against Ohio State.
This time they show pass with 4 wide receivers, and as I say pass, they hand it off inside to Harris. Look out. The freshman bounces it outside. He may have been 1 tackle away from going the distance. Demetrius Harris, the freshman out of Brunswick, Ohio, the former Northeast Ohio Player of the Year in high school, showing his skills there. Quick feet.
2 Ohio kids. The guy who made the tackle was the Division I Defensive Player of the Year last year in Ohio, Antoine Winfield from Akron Garfield High School. So a couple guys that didn't play against each other in high school, but I'm sure very familiar with one another. That was a big tackle in the open field by Winfield because Harris has that 10-3 type speed. He could have broken that one.
Let's take another look at that touchdown, the last one by Terry Glenn, Todd.
Yeah, man-to-man coverage. It was Terry Glenn working against a true freshman cornerback Rashad Whitmill, and a perfect throw and a laid-out effort by Terry Glenn. That's just good work between a veteran quarterback and a veteran wide receiver. It's a timing throw, the quick, skinny post, and you can't do it any better than that.
As we look at John Ryan, his counterpart, Bobby Hoying of Ohio State, threw that early interception. Since that time, really has settled down into a good rhythm.
I think that's really the key with both of these two quarterbacks is they both have been through the tough times on their team, and they've matured as leaders. They're able to shake off mistakes. John Ryan was a little shaky early in the game. He's looking much better as the game goes on as well.
Tony Orlandini was the shaken up player for Pitt. He comes out of the game with 1:04 remaining in the period. As they run it up near the 40-yard line, it'll set up second down, and 9 to go.
Big win for Virginia Tech down there in Blacksburg today over Miami, and Miami really struggling so far early this season. That was a must-win for both teams, really. Virginia Tech had not won a game coming into the contest today.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Miami had ever lost to a team from the state of Virginia until today. Ryan, with time, decides to tuck it under and is brought down at the 41-yard line. Gaining maybe 1. It'll be 3rd down and long for Pitt. Nobody seemed to be open that time. Miller and Finkus making the tackle for the Buckeyes.
John Ryan will be the very first guy to tell you that he is not a very good athlete. I mean, he gets by as a quarterback because of the mental aspect, his understanding of the offense. He's really an extension of quarterback coach and coordinator Ken Karcher on the field, but athletically, he's not going to dazzle you, and we saw that with that little scramble there.
And that is the end of the first 15 minutes of this ball game. Ohio State coming in 2-0 with a 14-7 lead.
Put the chicken on the grill and you smoke it all up. Put the cheese on the chicken and you wrap it all up. With the guaca, you put the guacamole with the pico. Sprinkle on pico de gallo. Put it all in a tortilla. And now you got a Chili's fajita.
Nobody makes chicken fajitas like Chili's. Nobody.
Save some hot water. Too late! Honey, turn up the heat.
It is up.
Please let it be him. Let it be him. Please let it be him.
The gas-fueled complete heat system from Lennox.
It's him.
Virtually unlimited hot water and comfortable home heating in one unit. And it runs on economical natural gas, so it's super efficient.
Yes! The Lennox complete heat system. Not just heat, complete heat.
Yes. Clean natural gas. Think what you'll save.
There are more than 77 million parents in America today. 77 million moms and dads, all doing the same thing, worrying about their kids. That's why you need Chevy Lumina. A car you can trust. Lumina offers an integrated...
As we come back to Boulder, Colorado, after a lot of transmission troubles here, let's go back and show you what has happened. The ball will belong to Texas A&M at the 20. But here's Coy Detmer dropping back to pass. He's going to complete the pass to James Kidd. But in the aftermath of the pass completion, Detmer is going to twist his knee and wind up on the sidelines, laying on the cart while the doctors examine him. Here's another look at it.
It's going to hurt this knee when he twists around right here. He couldn't have kept running anyway. He had to fall down, but it wasn't from a hit.
Now that set up a try on 1st and goal for Colorado. 3 times they ran wide and A&M just stuffed them. They finally settled for a 30-yard field goal by Voskitcherman. At least they're on the scoreboard at 41 seconds to play in the first quarter. It's 7-3 ball game, and Troy Detmer now with a brace on his right leg is headed for the clubhouse.
And boy, you hate to see that, Keith. He was having a fine season, leading the nation in passing. He was the leader of this team. He had waited for 4 years here at Colorado to have his chance to play. When Cordell Stewart graduated, Rick Neuheisel inserted him and says he is the real deal. He is something special.
He leaves with 6 out of 10 and 66 yards and 41 seconds remaining in the first half. Colorado kicking off to A&M after a 5-yard penalty. Aggies want a shot at returning it. Jason Leslie, who transferred here from UCLA. Good kicker, but he won't get this one quite to the end zone. And the Aggies mess it up. McElroy's kicked around. Colorado almost got it. It is covered by Texas A&M, but they almost booted it away.
Can you believe this? McElroy, he is the all-time kick return leader in college football, and the freshman, the true freshman, Parker, number 8, wants to take it back.
Yeah, he hadn't quite turned 18 yet.
They want to kick it away from McElroy, and there it is for McElroy to run back. He leads the nation. He has returned 4 kickoff returns for touchdowns in his career, and the true freshman won't let him catch it.
Wow. They line up in the I formation now. The ball is at their own 9-yard line, 1st and 10. Corey Pulley throws it. Pass is completed. Play is out of bounds, caught by Albert Connell. At the conclusion of today's game, we'll select a genuine Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game from each team. To date, Chevrolet has contributed almost $5.5 million to the scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities. That was the 7th play of the first quarter for Texas A&M. Colorado has had 27. The Aggies lead 7-3. It was a defensive touchdown for the Aggies. It is first down out on the 21-yard line. Pulley with good time. Throws intercepted. It's off the hands of Connell. And it is Elton Davis down to the goal line, but they won't give him the touchdown. So the defenses are dominating.
Well, the fake is to McElroy, but watch the linebacker. Right there on him. Pulley puts the ball where he needs to put it. The 3rd interception of the year for Davis, and he almost gets it in. This is what they're trying to do. Colorado wanted to take away McElroy and force Pulley and the receivers to beat him. Can they do it? Not so far.
1st and goal from the 1. Marlon Barnes, the deep man. Barnes to the goal line. Barnes did not get in there. He did not get in. You've got the clock running with 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. And they're just going to let it run down, and the quarter will end 7-3. Texas A&M with the Buffaloes threatening on a pretty day in Flatiron Country. Snow left over. The Aggies are on the move. The band is here. Hullabaloo, connect, and the Buffaloes headed for a new era.
You put the chicken on the grill and you smoke it all up. Put the cheese on the chicken and you wrap it all up. With the guaca, you put the guacamole with the pico. Sprinkle on pico de gallo. Put it all in a tortilla. And now you got a Chili's fajita.
Nobody makes chicken fajitas like Chili's. Nobody.
Save some hot water. Too late! Honey, turn up the heat.
It is up. Please let it.
This will be the 5th play of the game Colorado has had inside the 10-yard line of A&M. It's 2nd down and goal, and this time they go with the quarterback Hessler, and he following the center and the 2 guards, and it's touchdown Buffalo. So they finally punch it in.
Well, and for all intent and purposes, the defenses have scored both touchdowns. Offensive line just take the ball. Hessler, the quarterback, and just sneak it. The backs coming up behind him to push the pile into the end zone.
Neil Voskitcherin out of Rosga's hole for the extra point. And he's got it. So at 14:55 to go in the first half. Colorado to the lead by a score of 10-7. It's been a fireworks show by the defense as we check in with Lynn Swan.
Keith, when Coy Detmer came over to the sideline, they worked on him. The trainer came over and told me that it's his ACL, anterior cruciate ligament, in that right leg. He does not think it's very good. They've taken him inside to do more work on him. Obviously, he was very, very upset. Rick Neuheisel came over. He talked to Rick. Rick went back to the sideline. He was talking with Coy. Coy, literally in tears, had to limp into the locker room, but we'll find out exactly to what extent his knee is hurt, probably in the second half. Keith?
So that's going to put a ton of pressure onto John Hessler, who has to step in now at quarterback. He is a sophomore out of Brighton, Colorado.
Baseball player, Keith. Pretty good one.
Yep.
Pitcher. It's on his shoulders. He has not played a lot this year.
Jason Leslie, who's from Palacios, Texas, will kick off. And let's see now if they'll leave it alone down there and let Leland McElroy have a chance at returning it. Sir Parker, the number 8 who collided with him and almost cost him that ball a while ago, is a true freshman from Los Angeles, Locke High School, and he has not turned 18 yet. He just got himself all jacked up and got in the way. So here's Leslie, barefoot Jason. He can pump it like that, beyond the field of play. So the Aggies will come up to the 20. And here's this offensive front for Texas A&M. Chris Rubin, James Brooks, Kobe Hackrat. He just gets hunkered down there in the middle of the line and just occupies the territory and is pretty good. I'll tell you what, he takes up a lot of room.
But notice the sizes there, Keith. Nobody over 300 pounds, and that tells me they can move pretty well.
Yep. McElroy so far in the ball game has 4 carries for 1 yard.
4 carries for 1 yard, and we're into the second quarter.
Well, the man, Albert Cannell, who had that ball go off his hand for the interception, he is wide to the bottom of the picture. He's a junior college transfer. Pullig's pass is completed out of the backfield to McElroy, who is, no, it's Detron Smith, number 44, and he's thrown heartily into the crowd on the sideline. Kerry Hicks for Colorado is the anchor on that defensive front. He's a very good one. Number 94, big fellow, 6'6" and 270. Linebackers are all good. Matt Russell is the tough guy there in the middle. And the DBs, strength is up the middle here with the safety, Leonetti and Rosgo, whereas for A&M, their corners are their secondary strength. Here's McElroy. And he's taken down at about the 29-yard line, a yard short of the first down.
For Texas A&M, the thing for them, they need balanced attack. Obviously, in the first quarter, not much rushing, so Pullig has got to be able to throw and carry his weight. Defensively, the cornerback speed matching up against the wide receiver speed, and so far, it's been in A&M's favor.
The big story of the ball game as Colorado leads 10-7 is they have lost their quarterback, Coy Detmer. They suspect it's an ACL, an injury to the right knee. They've got a tight end in motion. They give the ball to McElroy for the first down as he penetrates to about the 32-yard line.
Here's a look at the first quarter stats, and take a look for Texas A&M. 1 yard rushing, passing yards 13, total yards of 14. A&M is ranked 7th in the nation coming in total offense. Time of possession, big in favor of Colorado, but it's the defenses that are dominating this ball game right now.
Aggies get their first down. Now coming wide to the bottom of the picture is Chris Sanders, having his first action, having been suspended by his coach. Pullig rolls it out, gets it away to Sanders. He's got it. He's a big target. He's 6'4", 222, and he's a senior.
A&M is doing a lot of throwing on first down, Keith, and that's really what they have to do to get the defense off of McElroy's back.
The gain is out for the 42, just beyond it, and it's good for the first down.
One of the other ways they like to get the ball to Leland McElroy is little screen passes. Flare him out into the flat, hit him with the ball.
Texas will beat Notre Dame by 2 today. This is McElroy. It's some of the magic that he can produce when he gets in a crowd. I don't know, what is it? We've got a lot of backs that have that. Eddie George at Ohio State is one that jumps immediately.
Warwick Dunn at Florida State.
Dunn. It can pick their way through traffic so quickly.
We haven't seen a lot of Leland today, but I've seen some tape on him, and he is something special. He has got 4.3 speed. He can cut on a dime. He can catch the ball. He's elusive, and he's got great vision.
That's it, I guess.
Yeah, vision. We haven't seen it yet, but it's there.
Bullock's pass is too high. Intended for Danny McCray. 10-7, Colorado leading at 12:55 to play in the first half. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
And Pulling had McCray open. He just didn't hit him.
Notice that he's carrying the armband with the plays on it.
What happens now, they'll just signal a number into him, and he'll look down on that thing, see next to the number 18, for instance, there'll be a play much quicker and easier.
Show blitz, back out. They're coming. They pick it up. The pass is away, and it's off the hands of Chris Sanders. He was the hot man on the blitz, and he was wide open. He had a rose garden to the end zone, and he didn't catch it.
Well, you're right, Keith. Here he is lined up in the slot. The inside man's going to break to the outside. But watch as Sanders breaks to the inside. They cross. He catches this ball. He could split the defense right up the middle.
Oh, sure. Because those safeties are sitting right up in there. Liametti 15 is up, playing almost a linebacker.
Those are the plays that you have to make. Yep. They're taking McElroy out, so somebody else, Pulling and the receivers, have to step up.
So Roska will go back deep as Sean Terry comes in for his 3rd punt of the ball game. And fair catch is called by Roska. Back at the 10-yard line. At 12:45 to go in the first half. Colorado with the ball, and they go to work with the new quarterback.
Torn ACL. They're going to keep ice on it, put a brace on it, see if the swelling stays down. If the swelling stays down, I've been told there's a chance he might actually come back out and play. Obviously not wanting him to run the football. But the cautious, conservative route will be that he probably won't come back at all. It's definitely a torn ACL.
Wow.
That's a tough break.
That really is.
And note that he did that when nobody hit him. He did it on artificial turf as he was trying to twist to make a play.
So now here's young John Hessler, who's going to have a different sound, is going to have a different cadence, is going to have a different lot of things. And the Buffaloes are really going to have to pay attention now. Let's see about this penalty.
Dead ball, offside, on the defense.
So the Aggies help him right there.
First down.
The Aggies help him out with an offsides, trying to anticipate, obviously trying to get in the face of that young quarterback and cause him some trouble.
Well, this is a tough situation for Neuheisel. Hessler's 9 of 15 this year, no interceptions and no touchdowns.
It's Lyndon Henry, the 190-pound sophomore, who's also a Texan from Port Arthur, who's going to move the ball up for 2 or 3 yards. Yeah, more than that. He got about 8 yards.
Well, no, the 5-yard penalty.
That was a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah,
that's right.
3.
So it'll be 2nd down and 2, and he got 3 yards.
And the offense for Neuheisel has turned conservative since Hessler has been in the ball game. He's not thrown a pass since he's been in there. He's been in about 8 or 9 plays.
Hessler rolls it out. Here's the pass. Dropped off underneath, and the pass is caught by Tennessee McCarty, who is the better receiver of the tight ends. And that'll be good for a first down, obviously. That was a well-executed play. And that's the kind of a thing I think that you're going to have to see Hessler working with until he gets his feet wet.
The easy things, the high percentage passes, things that you have to move him around because A&M is not going to let the quarterback sit back there for very long. Maybe move him outside the pocket or throw 3-step passing.
This is Henry trying to go parallel. You're not going to run parallel against Texas A&M. You're not going to run wide. I mean, you're just not going to do it.
They were across the line of scrimmage in your backfield.
Brandon Mitchell just ate that play up. I mean, if you're going to go east and west, you might as well quit now and go on to the picnic. Looking around, scrambling around here, actually, is what we're doing, trying to get the information on John Hessler. Coming into this appearance now, he was 9 of 15. He has completed 1, so he's now 10 of 16 with no interception so far on this season. He obviously hasn't played a whole lot.
Here they come. They're all up there.
Yep. Second down and 12. They'll look at him right in the eye. Looks pretty hot, man. Let it go. Down the middle. Got him. That's pretty good play by the kid. Phil Savoy reeled that in. I don't think, however, well, it may be. It may be a first down. That lineman standing over there, the way he's marked it, he's going to mark it at the 38-yard line, and that'll be enough.
A nice play, though, Keith, by the young quarterback, Hessler. You know, when this happens, when a quarterback goes down, who is really, well, he's led the nation, Detmer has, and the second guy goes in, he's really not nervous. He doesn't have time to be nervous.
No, he'll think tomorrow.
He'll be nervous next week when he has to start. But right now, he's doing exactly what they wanted him to.
Yep. First and 10 for the Buffaloes. They lead 10-7. And a good save, good poise, long downfield. Caruth is down there. He's got it down to the 5-yard line. Oh, wow. Donovan Greer saved the touchdown at the 4. Hessler is 99 miles high right now. 58 yards on the play.
Well, we talked about the game story, the wide receiver speed versus the cornerback speed. A&M goes one-on-one outside, and this time Caruth, the man they want to get it to, beats him, and Hessler gets it to him. Big-time play right there.
First and goal from the 4 with Miller and Henry in the backfield for Colorado. Ball is loose. For a second, I thought it might have popped out of there. They're scrambling around in the bottom of the sack. The Aggies are arguing for it. Nobody with a striped shirt said anything. Henry was looking for it. And it's Colorado ball.
And how do you really know?
Yeah, how do you know? That's right. Somebody just out-wrestled somebody at the bottom of the pile.
There's a look from behind the offense. 39, Henry is going to get it.
Well, again, that could be new quarterback, Bob.
Well, no, he had the ball.
He put it in his belly button.
He had the ball and it went in there in that mass of humanity, and I don't know how any official could really decide, but I guess the man that came up with it, after all the infighting, his team is going to get it.
Caruth is the man in motion. Hessler keeps it, rolls it out, gets the block, he's in. He's in. Touchdown. John Hessler, who has suddenly emerged, scores his second touchdown of the ball game.
Play action fake. Pretty good defense. Hessler just gets a block from McCarty. 2-yard touchdown. Second of the game.
And Rick Neuheisel has his quarterback in his hands, and he is walking and talking. And the kick is up by Buck Chicherin, and it is good. Oh, Tate, what a funny little thing you are.
Adding a printer, CD-ROM drive, or whatever to your personal computer used to be a matter of trial and error. Starting with Windows 95, it's a matter of plug and play. Start expanding. Start Windows 95.
A date on the calendar. Monthly exams. The beat of a heart. A glimpse into the future. All the pieces that add up to a large dose of caring and concern from a pioneer in managed health care. Because babies need to be taken care of well before they're born. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
They're still back there.
Don't worry, love. You're riding in the world's first sport utility wagon.
I am.
That's right. This here's the all-wheel drive Subaru Outback.
That's great, but...
You know, it's got more cargo space than a passport.
Uh-huh.
The ground clearance of an Explorer.
Yeah, but...
Oh, did I mention, it gets much better gas mileage than a Jeep Cherokee.
Outback, you say?
Subaru Outback. The world's first sport utility wagon.
Well, ESPN's Game Day guys are on campus. Chris Fowler, the graduate of Colorado, analysts Lee Corso and Craig James, of course, and they got their mountains over the shoulder and a big crowd behind them, and they're having a hoot. Coming to the big ball game, of course, of the weekend. And while they are over here having a good time before, Chris is now in the crowd watching as a good alum too. All right, here's the coach, and here's your quarterback. The quarterback is suddenly thrust upon center stage. And as coach trying to maybe keep him from realizing what he's doing.
His confidence is at an all-time high right now.
Has to be.
Down the line, you can't breathe. Understand me? We're just saying, calm down, take it easy. You're doing well. We're going to win.
They lead 17-7. Now Jason Leslie will kick it off. And Leland McElroy and Sir Parker wait for it. Leslie trying to knock it back into the end zone again, and he does that. He's got him 8 yards deep, and he will not return it. And so once again, Jason Leslie does what he is supposed to do. Don't let McElroy bring it out. Next Saturday at noon Eastern, 11 Central, ABC's college football, doubleheader, regional coverage, Boston College, Michigan State. Rest of the games you see there. Check your local listings for the game in your area. And then Notre Dame and Ohio State in Columbus, first time in 60 years. Check all the local listings or call your cable operator if you have a little trouble finding what you want.
A&M has not done much. They haven't had many plays. 3 punts and an interception, and McElroy has not been a factor.
He's got the ball right here. And they're all over him short of the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 yards. Now here's John.
Mismatches are coming. Is one.
The Colorado defense, the 100th time this season when the opposition has gained 0 or minus yards in a quarter. And the way they're going, it's going to be a half pretty soon. 9 minutes to play in the first half with Colorado leading Texas A&M 17-7.
While giving lessons isn't easy, it couldn't be harder than receiving them.
Itachi and the CFA committed to fulfilling the promise of tomorrow.
I ended up not even applying anywhere else besides Texas A&M because from visiting the campus throughout my involvement in the FFA, it really was the only place that I wanted to go.
You know, you may have your group of friends, but you always know that the 43,000 other students and the thousands of former students and even future students are truly part of your family.
In my mind, there's no other place that really exudes the type of spirit and tradition that takes...
Texas A&M, 9 minutes to go in the first half, and Colorado leading by 10, 17-7. Aggies have gained 42 yards so far in this half. Pulling back to throw it. Loops it down the sidelines for McElroy. He's got it, and he is taken down at the 43-yard line. He fell down actually on the 45. The guy had it marked. Now he moves it up to the 45 and across.
Well, take a look, Keith. This is one of the reasons why you cannot run the football with McElroy. There are 8 guys there. This time he's going to take the ball and he's going to swing out of the backfield and he's going to throw it to him. Fake it to him,
and then throw it to him. But 8 guys up there to stop McElroy. That's why he's not running. So they're finding other ways to get him the ball. That's good thinking by Steve Ensminger, the offensive coordinator.
Wilbon, number 23, is a linebacker. No way Allen's going to cut him. Leland McElroy. The ball is over the 45, where it's the first down for the Aggies, their biggest play of the ball game. And they'll pick up about 2 yards on that play. Here's Swanee again.
Keith, number 59, Greg Jones, was off on the sideline a couple of plays ago. They were working on the shoulders, and they say he's got a little pinched nerve in his left shoulder, so he's back in the ball game, but you may want to keep an eye on him.
Kind of trying to watch A&M to see if they're starting to huff and puff a little bit with this altitude thing that Jones is playing here when you're not used to it. McElroy is just hammered short of the line of scrimmage. The loss of it, no. Greg Jones is in, Swanee. I guarantee you he's in. He was like a fallen tree on that ball carrier. So he must be all right. Second down, third down, and 8 now. Ball is up to 47. 7.5 minutes to play in the first half.
One of the reasons they had good defense that time. They had 12 players out here. Two guys came on, and only one guy went off. I'm saying that's not right. They got 12 players defensively.
Did they catch him?
They're down there talking about it.
Yeah, now they got him.
Yeah, all right, that's good. There's AJ. He says, AJ, somebody's got to come off. But the Aggies had almost a hurry-up huddle and a hurry-up cadence that time. Didn't allow them to get settled, and they snapped the ball.
I wonder who caught him, though. Sometimes it's the sideline yelling for the guy to get off the field, and that alerts the official.
Exactly. Exactly.
Illegal participation. 12 men on the field for the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
That's a big foul there.
Oh, boy. It moves Texas A&M way down to the 37, 38-yard line, 36-yard line of Colorado.
Talking with A.J. Kristoff yesterday, he said we want to force Pulley and his receivers to beat us. We want to take away Leland McElroy. And for a quarter and a half, they've done an excellent job.
On first down, it's McElroy looking for a crack. And he is taken down. Penalty flag is thrown. Linesman threw it. Well, they've called it personal foul on Colorado, so there's another 15-yard penalty. That's 30 yards of penalties in successive plays.
Yep.
Monday night football here on ABC will be at the Silverdome in Detroit. The San Francisco 49ers go into the Lions. Barry Sanders, the Lions are winless. They're 0-3, and it's dangerous country.
Well, I like Barry Sanders, though, and I like Scott Mitchell. I think he's a good quarterback, and I like Steve Young also.
Nobody's going to go winless on the season, though, are they?
Oh, well. Detroit...
look at what Minnesota scared the daylight out of the Cowboys last week.
It'll be all right.
Inside 7 minutes now, and the Aggies getting those 30 yards of penalties. Give it to McElroy, and he's hunting the end zone. Going down out of bounds at the 5-yard line, first and goal, and the penalty flags are flying again. Actually going to be against the Aggies, I think. Flip. Yep. Well, we've got a succession of big penalties here, haven't we?
3 fouls in a row.
Yep. Rick Neuheisel.
15 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Spending as much time as he could with his quarterback, has now come back to the sidelines as his team is being threatened by Texas A&M. And R.C. Slocum, of course, benefiting from the first 2 big penalties, now has one thrown on him. The ball comes back out to the 22.
It's a big drive for R.C. and his Aggies because their offense really has not done anything all day. The defense got the 1 score, and with the the defense from Colorado, 2 big penalties, helping you get down the field. You need to get some points on the board.
It'll be first and 13 after that foul. To the 5-man front court. He throws it. He has a man available to him. The pass is caught by Cannell down at the 11-yard line. And they finally get the whistles to stop the play. They've got to go to just about the 8 to get their first down.
Yeah, all day long, Keith. 5-man defensive line, play action to McElroy, and those receivers are going to be one-on-one on the outside.
It's closer to the 10, so it'll be second down and 2. 17-7, Colorado. Coy Detmer, injured knee, out of action. Could be a long time. Could be an ACL injury, anterior cruciate ligament.
T.J. Cunningham was going off the field. He's a cornerback that made that last tackle.
That means the Greenwood has replaced him. They don't have a whole lot of experience back there.
You're exactly right.
Second down and 2. McElroy got the first down to close to the 7. McElroy is 5'11", but he weighs 202 pounds. And there can't be much fat on him. Not the way he works. They want to check the first down measurement. The change will come in.
What does A&M do when they get inside the 20? Well, 15 times they've scored 12, and 11 of them have been touchdowns. So 80%, that's pretty good.
Looks like they're short. That much. So it'll be third down and about a foot. The Colorado defense, anchored by Olson, Hicks, Price, Jones. Probably those safeties will come right in there tight too. Leomidi and Roscoe.
They're not going to let you get it inside. It's going to be very tough.
Linebackers get real close. Russell, Wilbon, and Murkison. There's contact.
Got him with the cadence.
I think Colorado jumped. It'll be half the distance.
Got him with the cadence and the flanker going across.
Offside.
Watch the flanker as he comes across. Watch what he does. Now he starts chopping. Acts like he's going to take off right there. See, he pulls the 95. That's Price. With the cadence and the action of the man in motion. You go slow, you go regular motion, and then when you want to try and pull him off, you go real short, choppy, and pull him off.
And it's first and goal, Texas A&M at the Colorado 4-yard line. Campbell, the man in motion. They're going that way with McElroy. He's got a touchdown. Pure muscle. Texas A&M slams it in the end zone. They had 3 first downs, however, in that possession via penalty.
Well, we talked about his speed, McElroy, which is about 4.3, but we didn't mention his strength. He has won the A&M Strength and Conditioning title the last 3 years. Right there was an example of it. He needed it.
Bryant for the conversion. He jerked it left a goodly bit, but he got it inside just barely. And so at 5:13 to play in the first half, it's Colorado 17, Texas A&M 14.
we'll see young Hessler come out. He was startlingly dramatic in his last time on the field. And the Texas A&M defense, I think, should have taught everybody by this time that you're not going to run east and west on them.
Not sideways, not. But,
no, sir.
But strength is still their wide receivers, and he hit Caruth on a long pass that set up their second touchdown. His confidence now is picked up quite a bit since the first time he went in a little earlier.
He's also the team's backup punter. In this game, he's 3 out of 3 for 80 yards. He's run twice, sneaking one time for the first touchdown and then running the corner for the second touchdown. So it's one of those days that will last forever.
But Colorado has a little bit of a heavy heart because they know that their leader is in the locker room with a bum knee.
Williams knocks it on the ground, and it's knocked down by the Buffaloes and covered at about the 27-yard line. Prudential halftime report. John Saunders scores, highlights, and an interview with Florida State's Bobby Bowden relative to running up the score. A little bit of talk about that these days, and there should be. So as the Buffaloes get the ball back, 5:09 to play in the first half, and put it on the 27. Coming out wide will be Caruth and Savoy. Hessler sets him up with Trotman back there. Trotman has it, bounces away from one, and will come for about 1 yard, and that's all. Those Aggies get into your face so quick. That's Trent Driver, linebacker, just was bang right there. Kind of interesting, Bob. You look around at the Texas A&M linebackers.
Yep.
You got one senior, you got a junior, then you got freshman, sophomore, freshman.
Yep. And they're all from Texas.
Second down and 9. Pressure coming. Passes looped up. Kidd's over there, and it's too long. James Kidd being covered by Ray Mickens. And here's 20.
Keith, this is when Rick Neuheisel, the coach, becomes Rick the teacher. As you know, we had dinner with him on Friday night, or Thursday night, excuse me, and he talked about how important it was to teach these young kids how to play this game. And when he came here as an assistant coach, he started working on the passing game. He improved their consistency greatly. The number of touchdowns is outstanding. Interceptions came way down. So right now is when all of that teaching ability that he has to come into play to keep his quarterback calm and confident here in this ball game. Keith?
Third down. Trotman goes in motion, puts 3 wideouts over there at the top of the screen. Blitz is on. Hessler unloaded it and got rid of it. I mean, Trent Driver was on him before he could take a deep breath, but the kid got rid of it.
See, when you do that, Keith, when you empty the backfield on all your backs, you got nobody to block the linebackers. He was surprised, Driver. He was surprised he got in there. He's looking for somebody to hit him.
We got a personal foul apparently called against... now let's see what let the referee define it. The flag's way over on the sideline. May not be as dramatic as personal foul.
Yeah, Keith, all this blitzing stuff, what does that do to a quarterback? Well, on the one hand, you like it because you got single coverage in the secondary and you got some big play people. But on the other hand, if you're not sure that you got it blocked, then you're going to get some happy feet. You're going to throw the ball too quickly.
It was offside, so it make it 3rd down and 5, and he throws the ball into a crowd. He threw it on double coverage with James Kidd. And Kidd was popped between 2, Trent Driver being one of those, and he really popped Kidd, and Kidd pushed him back and then walked away from him before he got a foul. Kidd does not like the hit that Driver puts on him here.
No, he doesn't. The ball was thrown. The ball was thrown where it should have been. Little reaction there.
I'm not sure I'd like it either.
I wouldn't either.
It's right in the chest.
But it was a clean hit. I mean,
good work. Andy Mitchell to punt. Got a little pressure on him, but that's a beauty. It's a high thing, goes up above the stadium. And Ray Mickens is having none of it, thank you.
Well, he should have caught that, Keith.
Yeah,
he just didn't like the way it was coming. I mean, he lost 15
But that thing had snow on it. Well, I mean, it was frosty coming down.
It's the highest one I've seen this year.
Well, Rick was yelling about something that had to do when his quarterback was decked and on that blitz. But they got 5 yards on the offside, and he apparently wanted more. That's a 59-yard punt.
He's just working the officiating crew. He's working the side judge over there.
Yep. So put the ball back at the 9-yard line now, and Texas A&M trailing by 3 points, 17-14, at 4:09 to play in the first half. That was Andy Mitchell's career punt, 59 yards. Pulling, lets it go, and it's on the sidelines, good for 7 yards to Detron Smith. Big old fullback who gets a flash of glory now and then. Most of the time, he's a blocking back.
Well, you got that right. Detron is the leader of the blockers in there, and McElroy is certainly appreciative of what Detron can do. That's only his 3rd reception of the season for Detron Smith. He's just a blocker.
Pulig is now 6 out of 11 for 74 yards. McElroy. Nothing. I mean, they're really hunting him. Number 44 was flying through there and had a piece of him before he could do anything about it. Greg Jones was at the bottom of it. But, I mean, there are people all over him. 44 is Clifton Peters.
There's a look from behind the offense. The lineman pulling. Peters comes through and gets him.
So it's 3rd down. The ball is at the 16. It's 3rd and short 4. That could have been picked off. That could certainly have been picked off. He didn't really look at his intended receiver. He just let it go for Cannell, and T.J. Cunningham was right there. So the Aggies will punt.
That ball was thrown behind the receiver.
Yep. Pressure coming, kicks away. Going to get pretty good field position for Colorado. Fair catches at midfield with Steve Roscoe, a junior from Roseville, Minnesota. 34 yards on the punt and no return. So the Buffaloes have 2 minutes and 46 seconds. The last time they had the ball, the Aggies defense just tore them up. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. 17-14, and Coy Detmer, Colorado's quarterback, out of the game with an injured knee. John Hessler, 6'2", 195 from Brighton. Colorado is the quarterback, sophomore. Sets up a screen. A&M runs through it. And Savoy loses a yard.
Just too much speed for the Aggies. They run it down.
I tell you, those corners are impressive, Mickens and Greer. They do a lot of things. Mickens, 5'8", 177 out of El Paso. Greer, 5'10", 178 from Alif.
Five-man front, down the middle. The pass is caught and close to a first down. It's the tight end Lepsis, and that territory has been wide open all day. Matt Lepsis, 265-pound tight end from Frisco, Texas, is hauled in right at the 40, and he's a half a yard short of his first down.
Well, they throw in Lepsis, Matt, just a bone every now and then. He's an ex-offensive lineman, moved out to tight end, and he does a lot of blocking. You mentioned he's 265, but that's his 6th reception of the year, and that's, you know, he's going to be open a lot, Keith.
Yes.
All the attention to wide receivers.
Been available all day. Here's the first down as Lyndon Henry runs the ball down. Marlon Barnes it is, runs the ball down to the 35. Barnes
He is the bigger of the tailbacks at 195. And so to the 35-yard line he goes in a first down with the clock showing 1 minute and 26 seconds remaining in the first half. Barnes is a sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee. All right, Savoy to the top of the picture and Carruth to the bottom. He's looking at Carruth, and he throws a knuckleball that is incomplete. He was getting some heat and let it go, and he really didn't seem to have a grip on it, and the ball just fluttered away from him. Sometimes the knuckleball is easier to catch.
Well, if it's not knuckling too bad.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not a good spiral, if it's just a broken spiral, that's right. But if it's fluttered out there like some of them Hoy Wilhelm jobs, forget it.
Or Joe Kemp.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Second down and 10 from the 35. Hessler's pass underneath Carruth, and Carruth, he got away from one, but in the process lost his balance to the 29-yard line. That's a 6-yard pickup.
Well, this is a nice job of picking up the blitz by that inside 3 and just letting the ball go to your outlet receiver. Irwin, Stoltenberg, Nioli, Moore, and Thomas.
Third down, big play here. He's going for Savoy, and it's too long beyond the field of play, and Savoy sort of had his man hung out, Greer, but the ball was too high.
He's just throwing it too far downfield. His arm strength is certainly strong enough to outthrow these speedy receivers, but you've got to keep it in the field of play.
And his flow of adrenaline is flood time.
Yeah, that's true.
They're going for it.
Too long a field goal for Vosterichian.
Well, Lester's got a whopper of a leg.
They're not going to have time here. Yeah, the clock down to 8 seconds.
So they may talk about it here with 42 seconds remaining. Colorado's ball, 4th down and 4, and leading by 3.
Domino's presents Gus's Guide to the Game.
The key to football is timing. Allow precisely 22 minutes for pregame warm-up. Then make the right call. So you won't be starving at halftime.
As some rookies lost with your pizza.
Call for any ultimate deep dish at menu price. Thick and zesty, cheese melted to the edge, and get buffalo wings for $1.99. Delivered free.
Oh, guys!
Right after the game, honey.
But we're into OT.
Which hotel has the right rates and the right rooms for business travelers? Last year, 14 million people found the answer. Ramada.
My dandruff and itch are awful. I'll try anything. Denorex tingles. Head and Shoulders doesn't.
Both have effective dandruff medicine, but Denorex has something extra that tingles, feels fresh.
That's why I started using Denorex. No flakes, no itch.
Denorex, the serious dandruff shampoo.
You know, we take a lot of pride in being an independently owned Napa Auto Care Center.
Be sure to check the O2 sensor.
We're part of a national network of repair shops who install Napa parts and live by a code of ethics that puts honesty and customer satisfaction first. How do I know the job's done right? Because I own this shop, and that's the way we do business here.
Thank you, ma'am. Come back to see us.
We keep America running.
We keep America running.
Well, Colorado has had its second thought now, and they will go for the field goal try. 46 yards. Neil Voskerichian is in. And though Leslie has the longer leg, Neil has 11 straight field goals from outside 40 yards. Roscoe will hold it. On its way. And he's got it. His career long at 46. And it's 20-14 Buffalo.
Saturday, it's a father and son swimming lesson.
Why? You know what they call a redneck that can't swim? Bait.
On the new comedy hit, The Jeff Foxworthy Show. Then, Gracie's growing up.
She's becoming a teenager.
A minute ago, she was 9.
A minute ago, you were 9.
A minute ago, I was a size 9.
On an all-new Maybe This Time. Then, she's rich, she's not. So imagine what happens when they have to swap families for a month.
You can't make me live in a deli.
The world television premiere of The Great Mom Swap, Saturday.
We have 37 seconds to play in the first half. Colorado has used a 46-yard field goal from Buck Pitcher to go ahead 20-14. Aggies will get the ball now, and they have 2 timeouts remaining. Jason Leslie is in to kick it away with McElroy and Parker deep.
And as we mentioned, McElroy has returned 4 kickoffs for touchdowns in his career.
Aggies have 2 timeouts remaining. Here's special teams time right here. Well, he might try this one. Yes, he will. He's 3 yards deep in the end zone, and he brings it out to the 20. Where it'll be first down. Leland McElroy turns your mouth to cotton every time he gets a crack. If you're on the other side of the ball.
Yep. He's had 14 carries for 36 yards, 1 reception for 27, and I think that was his first attempt at returning a kickoff. So they've held him well under 70, 75 yards in the first half in total yardage.
32 seconds, second half, 3 plays. Maybe 4. Not with running play. Now they'll spend the timeout, or will they just let the clock run down and go to the clubhouse trailing by 6? They're letting it run. A&M's averaging starting point in the first half of play has not been particularly good. It's been their own 17-yard line, so field position hasn't been a particularly good ally for the Aggies. And they will go to the clubhouse now with a score at halftime. Colorado 20 and Texas A&M 14. Coming up, the Prudential halftime report.
CFA College Football on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth. And Kellogg's, with good taste, nutrition, and value, the best to you each morning from Kellogg's. Stay tuned for the Prudential Halftime Report after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Do you know what Hitachi makes? Ready? Go. Does Hitachi make camcorders?
Yes.
Barcode readers?
Yes.
Hydroelectric power equipment?
Yes.
Clown noses?
No.
Power tools?
Yes.
TVs?
Yes.
MRI systems?
Yes.
Beanies?
No.
Oscilloscopes?
Yes.
Micromotors?
Yes.
Mass transit trains?
Yes.
Tongue depressors?
No.
PBX phone systems?
Yes.
Catnip?
No.
Semiconductors?
Yes.
Lots of products?
Lots.
Over 20,000. Yeah, but who's counting?
Look at this. It's too, plain. It's too, like, mundane. Too bad. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll try it. Not bad. This is pretty good. It reminds me of, you know, with the rooster on the box. What's that? Kellogg's Corn Flakes. Only better, though.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
No, they're not. They are?
Taste them again for the first time.
Hey, Mr. Butterman, Trish ready yet?
Trish was raised to appreciate Duracell batteries.
Batteries are batteries, Moo.
You can't top the copper top.
Stop doing that. Just say it.
Delivery.
Now get the Pizza Salad Special. 2 Little Caesars pizzas and a fresh Express Farm salad, all for one low price.
Now that Lois knows Clark's secret,
Where's the suit?
I left it at home.
will their relationship ever be the same?
Why don't you just scoop me up into your arms and fly us off? Maybe we're near Rio.
No scooping, no flying.
An all-new Lois and Clark, Sunday on ABC.
Tuesday, 28 million people watched the premiere of Murder 1. The critics agree.
It's a hit.
5 stars.
A winner.
I love Murder 1.
It's terrific.
Riveting.
Tia Carrere guest stars on the best new show.
Murder 1, Tuesday, 10/9 Central on ABC.
We're into the future.
Not this, Mom.
Not in this car.
Avis satellite guidance, first in the most cities across America.
Left turn.
Another way the employee owners of Avis are making the future safer, faster, and better.
Destination ahead.
Oh, you found us.
Don't let them tell you it's going to be easy. There are no shortcuts or magic formulas. Making money takes research, intellect, and hard work. Any investment firm that tells you differently is telling you they have no intention of working hard on your behalf. Before you hand them your money, examine their work ethic. Be certain they have one.
Smith Barney. They make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
A.J. Foyt, Saturday on Tell It Like It Is at 6:30.
The Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by the Prudential. When you face the most important financial decisions of your life, turn to the Prudential. Peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock. From our New York studios, your host, John Saunders.
Welcome back once again to the Prudential Halftime Report. Your second half is coming up in a moment, but first some more scores and highlights, including the ACC. And we're talking about a team that has never won in Death Valley, and that's Virginia. To Mike Groh, here goes 76 yards to Patrick Jeffers. 4 catches for 112 yards for Jeffers, 19-3 at that point. Virginia gets their first ever win in Death Valley after 19 consecutive losses. Tiki Barber, 27 carries, 111 yards and a touchdown. He has 8 touchdowns on the year. Texas against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Lou Holtz was on the field, gave him a little pep talk before heading to the press box. He, of course, had the back surgery. Emmett Mosley, 64 yards here, fields the punt, and then just breaks his way through the white jerseys and takes off for the end zone. At that point, the Irish had a 10-0 lead. Ron Paulus also with a big day. 2 touchdown passes. Goes 12 yards to Derek Mays here. And they've scored 96 points since Bob Davie has been their interim head coach. 55-27 the win. Miami against Virginia Tech. Dwayne Thomas, 24 carries, 165 yards, and this touchdown, 7-0. Ryan Collins was injured after gaining a first down hit by William Yarborough. At the time, it was 10-0 for Virginia Tech. Ryan Clement comes in, looking for Yatil Green. Lauren Johnson, the defender on this play, and the ball is knocked away. Virginia Tech hangs on for the victory as Butch Davis can only look on. And right now, it's only their second Big East loss. You have to go back to 1993. They're 0-2 against Division 1A teams this year, including the Orange Bowl. It's now 3 consecutive losses to Division 1A teams. Now, one of the major controversies surrounding college football this year, running up the score. Some coaches love it, some hate it. Here are some of the guys who hate it. Lloyd Carr of Michigan, ludicrous, an indictment. Dan Henning of Boston College, it makes him sick. He hates it. Lou Tepper of Illinois, he's appalled by the top 10 scores. He says coaches who are running up the score don't remember what it's like to lose 70-6 and have your heart ripped out. But this is not a new controversy. Listen to Woody Hayes 26 years ago.
We would like to be the best team in this nation. There's been talk about ours being the best team of the century, and I'm not going to hold our kids back. I will not do it to hold down a couple of touchdowns if that's what it takes by the margin of victory to show us to be truly outstanding. I will not vote against my kids.
And joining me now is Bobby Bowden, the head coach of Florida State. And Bobby, I want to first say that I think a lot of people who complain about the scores being so high either never played the game or have forgotten what it's like to be a player in any sport. Would you agree that running up the score is just part of the kids having fun out there?
Well, no doubt about it, but the thing about it, as soon as somebody sees a big score, 70 points, they hadn't even seen the game, they hadn't even seen the competition, they say, ran up the score. What if they couldn't help but do it?
Now, also, what about your second string and your third string? How can you say to those kids, go in there and just sit on the ball? That's not really fair, especially when they've practiced all week long against the #1 team in the nation.
No, you don't do that. I mean, football has changed. Times have changed. You're going to go out there and try to be the best you are. And I think where the big mismatches are coming is once your first team gets control of the game and they've got it won, then you start subbing. Then the other team says, well, we're beat. We might as well play our subs. They put their subs in there, and there you get a big mismatch. Your subs, if you're on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the nation, your subs are probably much better than their subs. And so, so it keeps going up. I'd say quit worrying about the darn thing. Quit whining about it. Play football, and I don't think any of us are consciously trying to run the score up. We're just trying to do our best.
Would you agree then that the controversy really exists in the fact that the way that the poll situation is set up, that some coaches do feel they have to impress the pollsters, a la Penn State winning a game last year and dropping out of #1?
Well, that sure looks obvious, doesn't it? I mean, that's exactly, it's just like when we didn't play well one week as Nebraska played well one week, they picked up places. But I don't think any of us worry about that. I don't think the people at the top are worried about that. I don't think it's the Penn States and the Nebraskas and the Florida States and the Floridas and the Colorados that are worrying about that. I think it's the people down there at the bottom that are worried about this doggone thing. And I can't see Joe Paterno or Tom Osborne, those guys I've known forever, with the intentions of hurting somebody by running up a score.
All right, Bobby, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck against Central Florida and the rest of the season. And we'll continue with more of the Prudential Halftime Report in just a moment.
Financial concerns, medical problems, anxiety about the future, the loss of a loved one, the pressures we all face, the emotions we all experience. 50 million Americans, 1 out of every 5 of us, have found they can cope better, feel more secure, actually improve their lives by turning for help to one particular company. A company whose sole purpose has always been to provide its customers with products and services that bring them to a different state of mind. Peace of mind, security, protection, preparation, optimism, peace of mind. It comes with every piece of the rock.
Pushing on to the next frontier, just a part of the landscape out west.
When people came to the West, it was a new frontier. The teachers here, they'll take you to that frontier and say, yes, it's yours. The University of Colorado has made a difference for me. They've given me a great opportunity.
Out west on the new frontier, where the buffalo roam, the University of Colorado.
Welcome, everyone, to the Prudential Halftime Report. We'll get you back to the game. Texas A&M trailing Colorado at halftime. That in just a moment. But right now, time for some scores and highlights, including the #2 team in the nation. Nebraska's Damon Benning here, 43 yards against Pacific. He had 3 touchdown runs in the game, back from injury, and the assault charges against him have been dropped. 49-7, Nebraska gets the win. Riley Washington, also charged right now with attempted murder, is playing. Coach Tom Osborne believes he will be acquitted or released of those charges. Ohio State against Pittsburgh. Bobby Hoying, 75 yards, hooking up with Terry Glenn. One of 2 times they would do this in the game, right between defenders, and both defenders are in a pile on the ground. As Glenn goes to the end zone for the touchdown, Ohio State takes the lead. John Ryan, 24 yards to Dietrich Gels, though, as Pitt comes back to tie this game. Chris Patton of Pitt also has a 3-yard touchdown run, but Ohio State leads it now 20-14. Bobby Hoying with the 2 touchdown passes. North Texas against Oklahoma. Garrick McGee at quarterback. 8 yards to Steven Alexander. Pulls his way into the end zone, 17-10 rather. It's now 37-10. Garrick McGee, 19-yard touchdown run in the game. That one is just about done. Mississippi State facing Tennessee. The Volunteers trying to bounce back from a beating at Florida. They led that game at halftime and then came back and got bombed out in the second half. Right now they're leading again at halftime. 31-0 is the score. Shane Burton blocked the punt for a touchdown in the game, and Jeff Hall has a couple of field goals. Jermaine Copeland, a 7-yard touchdown run as well. Washington State and UCLA. Jay Dumas fields this one 72 yards from the goal line. But take a look at all the Bruins. They're all around him, but nobody lays a hand on him. One move there, and Washington State takes a 7-0 lead. Washington State quarterback Chad Davis, 20 yards hooking up with Eric Moore. He's wide open. One guy to beat, and that's at the goal line. Dives his way in, 14-0. Washington State surprising UCLA, now leading at 24-0 at halftime. Army against Washington. Leon Neal has a touchdown run for Washington to get them on the board, but they are down 10-7 in the third quarter. Michigan State and Purdue. Tony Banks, 43 yards to Derek Mason. Mason, though, doing most of the work. He's covered by a bunch of Boilermakers, but he beats them all. One good block there. 7-0 to score at that point. But Mike Allstott of Purdue has run one for a touchdown. This is the fullback. He's also thrown a 69-yard touchdown pass to Brian Alford. The Boilermakers lead it 21-20 at halftime. Air Force and Northwestern. Northwestern bouncing back from their loss to Miami of Ohio and bouncing back in a big way. 30-6 is the final. Darnell Autry, 37 carries, 190 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Southern Miss in Indiana, 1-point game, and the Hoosiers get the win 27-26. Chris Ditto, the quarterback, had a couple of touchdown runs. Illinois, right now, they're out of the race in the Big Ten, and today they're out of the conference, facing East Carolina, and they win 7-0. The only touchdown, Robert Holcomb, a 1-yard touchdown run. Wisconsin, great day for Darrell Bevel. Touchdown passes of 28, 30, and 5 yards. They win it 42-0 over SMU. Baylor against NC State. NC State got clobbered by Florida State last week, and here Anthony Hodge goes 15 yards for the touchdown. 7-0 is the lead. Some of you will see Baylor next week here on ABC against Texas Tech. It's the first time NC State has been shut out at home since 1962. Sean Washington also had a 1-yard touchdown run. Syracuse beats Minnesota by 10, 27-17 that final. Marvin Harrison, 272 all-purpose yards, 8 catches for 184 yards and a touchdown, and a 94-yard punt return for a touchdown. We will continue with more of the Prudential Halftime Report in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at some more scores. Iowa State blows out UNLV, and part of the reason why, Troy Davis, who leads the nation in rushing, 912 yards now on the season, and this just through 3 or 4 weeks. Here's a look at some more scores as well. Baseball, Colorado, the leaders in the West. They're scoreless with San Francisco right now. That's in the 4th. The New York Yankees, the leaders in the wild card race. The first game of a doubleheader. They beat Detroit 5-2. Rained out last night, so here's game number 2. And the Yankees are up once again, trying to seal that wild card race. Back in a moment.
It's pretty obvious. We have to move.
So how do we find out how much our house is worth?
The Rock is the answer.
We think we have enough for a down payment.
Now we need an agent to show us what we can afford.
The Rock is the answer.
We've been talking about this transfer for 6 months.
Yeah, now they want me yesterday.
So where do we find someone who knows how to get this house sold fast?
The Rock is the answer. The Prudential Real Estate Affiliates.
A new set of academic standards for freshmen is now in effect. To practice, play, and receive an athletic scholarship, freshmen will need a minimum grade point average in at least 13 core courses in high school, and a corresponding minimum score on the ACT or SAT. Ask your coach or guidance counselor about the new sliding scale and requirements. Prepare yourself now. It's never too early to hit the books.
This message provided by the NCAA.
The Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by the Prudential. When you face the most important financial decisions of your life, turn to the Prudential. Peace of mind, it comes with every piece of the rock.
That's about all the time we have. Your second half is straight ahead, but first a reminder what we have coming your way next week on ABC's College Football. It starts at noon Eastern time, except on the West Coast, as Boston College meets Michigan State. Alabama takes on Georgia, or Texas Tech tackles Baylor. And at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, traditional powers meet in a national showdown when Notre Dame invades Ohio State. And at 4 o'clock Pacific time for the West Coast only, Arizona State takes on the Trojans of USC. It's time now to announce the recipients of the Burger King Scholar Athlete of the Week. Each week, Burger King will donate $25,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of each winner's college or university. This week's winners are, in Division 1A, Joseph Cummings from the University of Wyoming. Joseph has a 3.82 GPA in English. The Division 1 AA winner is Eric Fish from the University of Evansville. Division 2, Michael Dritline from Washburn University. And Division 3, Michael Jones from Washington and Jefferson College. Congratulations to all these fine student athletes. Remember, stop by your local Burger King restaurant for details on the College Football Scholarship Fund.
No one gives you more ways to add the impact of color to black and white documents. Xerox Color. A simpler way to do good work.
So the Nittany Lions of the Fighting Irish have given us another great college football game. And here are two tired generals looking for each other at midfield.
Tough break, Joe.
Yeah, I know. The tie's too much.
It's nice, but maybe next time something in a crew neck.
How'd you think that'd be too casual?
Collect a Burger King Legends of College Football Cup. Free when you upsize your Whopper value meal for just 39 cents.
Look, Joe, it's not the end of the world. Next cup, think pastels.
Shake it, no dandruff. You've got Selsun Power. Brush it, no flakes. You've got Selsun Power with Selsun Blue. Doctors recommend it #1 over all leading brands. Dandruff problem? No way. You've got Selsun Power.
Enterprise? Hi, I'm at the repair shop. I need to rent a car.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up,
This is great.
drive you to our place, and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Visa salutes American Olympic champions. In 1984, Connie Carpenter-Finney edged teammate Rebecca Twigg at the finish to win her cycling gold medal.
Rebecca Twigg and Connie Carpenter in the best position possible.
Twigg and Carpenter heading down the home straightaway.
In continued support of amateur athletics, Visa today is proud to donate another $1,000 to the U.S. Olympic team to support future Olympic hopefuls in their quest for the gold.
You're cruising at 13,000 feet. Winds are moderate, skies clear, a perfect day to jump. It's Blue Skies skydiving outside Seattle, where you can see the world at 160 miles an hour. So if you're crazy enough to try it, make sure you're smart enough to bring your Visa card, because at Blue Skies, American Express just won't fly. By the way, they do insist you pay first. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
We're back in Boulder, Colorado, with the score, Buffaloes 20 and Texas A&M 14 at halftime. The big story of this ball game at this point is the injury to Colorado's quarterback, Coy Detmer. We were told he had an injured anterior cruciate ligament. It is